Hey guys, welcome. In this video, we're going to continue testing our ship weapons in Star Citizen Alpha 4.7.1. Previously, I have tested both the Light Strike laser cannon as well as the NN Neutron cannons in detail, and today we're going to test both the Omniski as well as the MA cannons, which are the most common laser cannons that we have been using for a very long time. And most of you are probably already very familiar with these two types of laser cannons. So we're just gonna briefly talk about the stats, and then we're going to test them in-game. For this video, I'm gonna be using the spviewer.eu for our analysis. On my left are the Omnisky cannons, on my right are the MA cannons. For Light Strike, Omniski, as well as the MA cannons, we have all sizes, from size 1 all the way to size 6, even though the size 6, we can't use them in-game right now, because no ship can equip them. However, for the NN Neutron cannons, we have only size 1 to size 3. And in terms of the naming, it's a bit confusing sometimes, because when you say Omnisky 3, does that mean size 3 Omnisky? No, it means size 1 Omnisky. Same as the M3A. M3A means size 1 MA cannon. And size 3 M cannon is actually M5A cannon. However, for the size 2 Omniski is actually Omniski 6. Size 3 is Omniski 9. Size 4 Omniski 12. And size 5 is Omniski 15. Wow, the naming is really confusing. It doesn't serve any purpose, does it? So back to the alpha damage. The MA cannon has the highest, just by comparing the size 1. The alpha damage is 182. NN cannon, NN13, has the second highest alpha damage, 101 for size 1. And then Omniski has the third highest damage, 97. And here is a size 1 Light Strike, which has the lowest alpha damage, 49.3. And that also determines the burst DPS, or sustained DPS. If we just look at the burst DPS, Light Strike Cannon size 1, 205, and Omniski 243, N13, 253, and MA Cannon 303. So it follows the pattern of the alpha damage. The MA Cannon is the highest. And another factor regarding the alpha damage, especially in the patch 4.7, is the armor's damage deflection threshold for both physical and laser. And because these are the laser weapons, so we're just gonna consider the laser threshold. The size 1 Omniski alpha damage is 97, which is above 96 Misc Hall C. So under the Misc Hall C, every single ship this weapon can damage the armor and the hull. However, above 96, this weapon will not be able to damage the hull. It can strip shields, but after that, it can do no damage unless you bring the armor's damage deflection threshold down by damaging it with a bigger weapon or with missiles and other explosives, or ram it in order to bring this number down, and then you can damage with this weapon. However, for the Omniski size 2, alpha damage 145. That is beyond 139, which means if you're using size 2 Omniski and above, you don't have to worry about the armor's damage deflection threshold. You can basically damage any armor of any ship that's currently flyable in-game. Of course, whether you can kill it is a different story. Now look at the M3A cannon, size 1. The alpha damage is already 182, way beyond 139 here. So for the MA cannons, you don't have to worry about the armor damage deflection threshold at all. Whatever size you use, it's already above 139. If you want to know more about the armor's damage deflection threshold, check this video out. I did a detailed testing and analysis. Next important factor will be the rounds per minute and the ammo speed. The MA cannon, even though it has the highest damage, however, it has the lowest rounds per minute and the lowest ammo speed. So comparing from the highest to the lowest, I did a video for the Light Strike Cannon, and Light Strike Cannon is very useful, especially if you put on your capital ships, because it has the highest rounds per minute as well as the ammo speed among all the laser cannons, it's easier to hit small fighters flying around your capital ships. So rounds per minute light strike cannon for all sizes is 250, and the ammo speed size 1 to size 3 is 1800, and size 4 and size 5 is a little bit slower. For the Omniski and the NN cannons, they are exactly the same. Rounds per minute 150, and ammo speed size 1 to size 3 is 1400 meters per second, and size 4 1344, size 5 is 1288. Now compare with the MA cannons. So here, rounds per minute 100 meters per second, size 1 to size 3 1000 meters per second for the ammo speed. Size 6 is 960, size 5 is only 920. That's even slower. The third important factor are the ammo penetrations. So we're just gonna compare the size 3 cannons. Now for the light strike size 3 M cannon as well as Omniski size 3, their ammo penetration are exactly the same. Base distance 2.25 meters, near radius to far radius from 0.11 to 0.23 meter. However, for the NN cannons, look at the ammo penetration. Size 3 is only 0.6, and the radius is 0.09 to 0.12. Wow, that's incredibly low. You would think that because this is a cannon, so it will have a higher penetration, but no. And a lot of people think that the NN cannons are just different names from the Omniski cannon, but this is the biggest difference between NN cannon and the Omniski or other laser cannons, the ammo penetration. But the advantage of the NN cannon will be the cooldown. So the cooldown for this weapon is only 0.4. The cooldown means when you pull the trigger to fire this weapon, and then when you release the trigger, it will enter a cooldown. So the cooldown has to finish before you can fire the next bullet again. And for the NN cannon, it's less than half a second. But for the light strike cannon and the MA cannon is the highest. Oh, actually, the FL cannon and the Corolla cannon. Wow. Look at that, 1.76. So you stop the trigger and then you have to wait for almost 2 seconds to pull the trigger again. The second to the worst will be the light strike cannon and the MA cannon, 1.33. However, for the Omniski cannon, you just need to wait for half a second. So that's another little advantage for the Omniskis. And in terms of the ammo regen speed, they are exactly the same. 3 bullets per second, except the NN14s that we talk about it. And also the maximum capacitor is 90. So this is a bugged weapon. You can exploit on it as of right now until they fix it. The next factor, also quite important, is the EM emission. So each of these weapons you put on your ship, it will add to your overall EM by this amount. The NN cannon will have the best EM advantage. Size 3 NN15, only 341 EM for each gun. However, for other laser cannons, you add more than 600. Especially for the Omniski, you add 743 EM. So if you want to build a stealth ship, probably you're gonna have to avoid these cannons. Try to use NN cannons or ballistic cannons. The next important factor will be the power segment usage. The NN cannons also have very good advantage. So for the size 3, the power segment usage is only 1. So each weapon will use only 1 power segment to get fully powered. However, for the light strike MA and Omniski, the MA cannon actually has a little bit advantage, only 1.3 segment to get fully powered. But for the light strike as well as Omniski, 1.5. So if you have 4 weapons on your ship, for example, the Aurora MK II, in order to fully power 4 of them, you will need 6 weapon pips. I have 4 size 2 Omniskis on the ship. Now, if you look at my power pips for weapons, I have only 4, and I have given full power to weapon. But my weapon capacitor is only 21. Because for the size 2 Omniski, it needs 1.2 power segment to fully power each gun. And for 4 of them, that means 4.8 power segment. But I've only got 4 power segment. So that's why I have only 21 rounds. And now let's move on to the MA cannons on the Aurora Mark II. So these are the size 2 MA cannons. Now when I give full power to weapon, you can see I have 25 rounds in my capacitor. This is because of this. For the size 2 M4A cannon, the power segment usage maximum is 1. So 1 segment for 1 weapon to fully power that weapon. I have full pips. When I give full power to weapon, I can fully power all of these guns. That's why I have 25 rounds in my capacitor. First, let's test the Omniskis with the Aurora Mark II. We got some light to medium fighters. First is a Hornet. Fire. Took his shields down. Usually you use stagger mode for the laser cannons. Nice. Enemy down. Didn't take long. Second Hornet. And his shield is down. Very quickly. My capacitor just ran out. Once your capacitor ran out, if you hold the trigger, you can still fire, but it fires a lot slower. Like that. So release the trigger and let the capacitor recharge. Yes! Beautiful. Next ship is a Talon. Fire. And his shield's down. Explode! Explode! Yes! Exploded. Next ship is a Gladius. Fire. Out of capacitors. The Connie is chasing me. It's a nice view right here. His shield is down again. The enemy Gladius flies pretty good. Out of capacitor. Oh! Enemy down. Nice. And now we have a Connie here. This is a bigger ship. Don't know if I can take it, but I will try. The turret of the Connie is really good. Quite deadly. And very accurate, the NPC. And capacitor ran out. I'm gonna slightly tap 1 bullet or 2. Just keep his shields down before my other weapons charge. There we go. Fire. Okay, his rear shield down, but my shield is down. If I go recharge shield, he's gonna recover shield. So this is an uphill fight. Yeah, his shield just recovered.
Shield is down.
My shield is down. Oh, finally, took down his shield.
Need backup.
My shield is down. Need backup. Cannot let his shield regen, so I'm gonna tap 1 bullet or 2. Waiting for my other weapons to get recharged. Fire. Must stay behind the ship. Oh, the turret is too good. Top and bottom. There's no angle I can hide from the Connie. Oh, my radar just got destroyed. System critical. Oh, radar's back. Okay, I'm giving the Connie a red hull. It's good.
Shield is down. Asshole.
My radar is in and out. Radar's back again.
Shield's damaged.
Lost the radar again.
Radar contact.
There we go. Radar's back. Oh, I killed it! Wow! That's a little surprise. Wow, but that took a long time to kill that thing. Okay, the Aurora Mark II is pretty good. And the Omniski is a decent weapon to use, just the capacitor is a little bit low. And now let's move on to the MA cannons on the Aurora Mark II. Fire. Fire rate is a bit slower, but it hits harder. Ooh, the NPC ships are really good. Enemy shields down and
Shields damaged.
yes, beautiful. Wow, that didn't take long. So the alpha damage, burst DPS, as well as sustained DPS is the best for this gun. Oh, desync. Beautiful. Hornet down. Okay, Gladius. And Gladius is a bit harder to hit. Ooh. Also, I think I have a torque imbalance. My shield is down. Hit it, hit it. Ooh. Almost took down his shield. Okay, shield's down.
Shield is down.
For both of us. And very difficult to hit it. Yeah, he's strafing really good. Oh, close. Fire. And not hitting him.
Shield is down.
I can see the bullet speed is slower. Hit a few rounds as well.
Shields.
Oh, no, I didn't. Couldn't make it. So this is the little difference between Omniski as well as the MA cannons. The MA cannons, you can see the firing speed is a little bit slow. So against nimble and small fighters, that might not be a good advantage. Now let's check the capacitor of the MA cannons on the Gladius. And you can see the capacitor is 25 when I give full power to weapon. Now this is a Gladius with 3 Omniski 3 cannons. I mean size 3 Omniski cannons. And full power to weapon. I have maximum 22 rounds in my capacitor. It's only like 3 bullets difference. And for the majority of the fighters, you do not have the increased capacitor. However, for I think as far as I know, only 2 fighters that have that increased capacitor. One is the Hurricane, one is the Scorpius. This is a Scorpius with the Omniski, so 4 size 3 Omniskis. And I also swapped the top turret with missiles. And when I give full power to weapon, the weapon pips are 6. So it's more than enough to cover the deficiencies for the Omniskis. Wow. 63 rounds for your capacitor for the Omniski. Now on this Scorpius, I have 4 size 3 MA cannons, but my top turret does have 4 NN 15s. I learned this trick from one of the viewers' comments that if you want to give more capacitors to, for example, to my MA cannons, so all I need to do is in here, turn off these NN 15 cannons, but let's give full power to weapon first. The maximum capacitor capability, which is 27 if I have 8 guns. But if I turn off these NN 15s,
Weapons system is off.
you can see my, I now give full power to weapon. Full power to weapon, I now have 63 rounds for my MA cannons, exactly same as the Omniskis. Alright, the next combat test, we're gonna use the size 5 Omniskis. Fire. And this is a Firebird. Yeah! Destroyed. And I got a capacitor of over 50 rounds. 55 to be exact. A Hornet here. When they're close, it's a lot easier to hit them. Dead. Multiple Gladiuses. And a Constellation. Oh, this is gonna be a bit difficult. Okay, shoot at this Gladius. Number 1. One down. Yes, second Gladius down. I don't know how much my hull can take. Not fire at the Constellation. Okay, taking down its front shield. Yep, these guns are indeed more powerful. Oh, enemy down. Nice. That Constellation didn't take long. Alright, last combat test are the size 5 MA cannons. First are some of the light fighters. Ammo arrow, fire. Ooh, dead. Really quick. A few hits. Hornet. Dead. So 300i. And dead. Wow, that's really quick. And here is the Constellation again. So I'm doing the same missions, so we have a better comparison. Now here we got some Gladiuses and a Constellation. Oh. Yeah, Gladius just rammed me. Okay, fire at the Gladius here. Good hits. Oh, Gladius is down. Nice, a few shots. And now is the Cogni. And this will be the best weapon to use for the bigger ships. Does a lot of damage. Very quickly kill its shield. Yes! Ooh! Very quickly destroy the Cogni. So this is it for this video. And together with my previous 2 videos, we've tested all the laser cannons in-game. It is really difficult to say which of these is the best because they all have their advantages and disadvantages. Now, for my personal loadout, I love to use some of the light strike cannon on my capital ships just to attack the small fighters, especially player ships. Now, we've only tested PvE, we didn't test PvP because I'm not really good at PvP. In PvP situation, it's really a different world and every little advantage count. And of course, also your skills. Also, I use the NN15 and NN14 a lot, especially the NN15s for almost all my size 3 weapons, especially for PvE missions. They're fun to use, good looking, and they do very good damage. However, they are not good at hurting the components of target ship because the low ammo penetration. For the bigger size of the weapons, size 4 and size 5, Omniski and MA doesn't make too much of a difference. But if I know I'm going against the bigger ships and slow moving ships, I will get the MA cannons out, especially size 5, because they deal quite a lot of damage. But there is also a catch, because the attritions, even though it is a laser repeater, but it has the same bullet speed as the MA cannon, 1000 meters per second. So how does the attrition compare with the MA cannon? We have to explore that in another video. So I hope these videos are helpful for you to choose which cannon you want to use, or not use the laser cannons at all. But of course, we will do more tests on the ballistics and especially the distortions. It's gonna be a lot of fun with distortion weapons. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.